Greetings, people. It's Mr. Pull the Trigger yet again on another episode of the Enlightenment series. I feel for the ECG members, for the ECG cult, for that shrine. It's still there, but there are so many things that are crumbling. There are so many things that are happening right now that are just red flags. To those that have eyes, to those that have spiritual eyes, please become sensitive to certain things happening. Let me tell you something about marriage. I've never been married and I'm not yet married, but marriage, according to the Bible, it's a sacred thing. That institution called marriage should be treated with utmost respect, and it should be maintained to the longest duration possible, especially if there are kids involved. But when you see marriages breaking down at a rate like this, at this rate that they are breaking down in the ECG count, then something must be down into your spirit. You must connect the dots on your own and wake up and run for your lives if you're wise. And one thing I want to tell you about Otis. Otis is Bushiri's brother. There are some secrets that you don't know about Otis because they are not known. And some of us, we know all the church secrets. We know all the shenanigans that have been happening within the circles of the church. The first woman that Otis wanted to marry was your favorite prophet from Kenya, Lucy Natasha. That was the first choice of preference to Otis Bushiri. Otis is the one that introduced Lucy Natasha to Bushiri. Otis and Lucy were in something that they were in. And Lucy wanted to get access to Bushiri. And he came through Otis. And this is how it normally works to those that know these churches. Anyone that want to get access to the main prophet, they normally go around through the brothers and stuff like that. So the lady went through the brother. And they had interest for each other. And they were bound to marry each other. Until Otis introduced Lucy to Bushiri. And when Otis introduced Lucy to Bushiri, Bushiri also developed interest for Lucy and ended up doing whatever that he was doing with Lucy behind Otis's back. When Bushiri was done with Lucy Natasha, he wanted to give her back to Otis, but Otis was like, no. Otis is a chilled guy, actually. He's a decent guy. We're like, no. Let me rather take my woman from Kenya that is well-mannered, that is reserved, that has never been around and being cha by these false prophets. And he boycotted from the relationship that he had with Lucy Natasha. So from Lucy Natasha, from Bushiri, Lucy Natasha, when Bushiri was done with Lucy, he handed her over to Jeremiah Omoto. And Omoto did whatever that they did. And from there, she started vagabonding around with your likes of Chris Okafor. They've been vagabondalizing everywhere, doing all kind of immoral activities. So this is how these whole cults and these whole churches that you attend to, that's what is happening behind the scene. It's sexual immoralities in and out. So in the voice note that I want you to listen to, it's Bushiri's brother Otis sending to the parents of his former wife, telling them the reasons why he couldn't maintain, the marriage and why he feels like there is no more happiness within their marriage. But it's the audacity for me. Instead of doing something that is formal, going to the parents and sit down, discuss this and officialize it, a grown-up prophet that claims to be a prophet goes on WhatsApp and sends a voice note as the notice to the parents that I can no longer be with your daughter again. And this is the daughter that you have children with, the daughter that you have been sleeping with, the daughter that has been taking care of you and the family. And you disrespect them like that, to that level, of sending a voice note as a notification that I can no longer be with her again. I hope she finds peace. I hope all the wara and all the nonsense. And they even send Bushiri's mother to be the one to take Otis's former wife back to her parents in Kenya. If you check on the pictures, she's the one in a blue dress. She's the one that went and delivered back the package. It's so embarrassing. And the way marriages are being rigged in this cult called ECG is out of this world. Recently, it was this boy called Salvation Seer. He recently divorced. In 99% of the time, Bushiri is sleeping with their wives as well, with their girlfriends. And when they find out, that's when they will divorce, and that's when they'll separate with the wives, and then they make it look like the problem was between them. Yet they realized the truth, that Papa was, was reaching out in the cookie jar. So listen to the voice note that Otis Bushiri sent to the parents of the wife, telling them the reasons why the marriage couldn't work and why he couldn't sustain the marriage anymore. And ECG members, be awake. 2022 is the year of enlightenment. You need to be awake. Look things with a different spectacle, from different lenses. Spiritual things are spiritual things, but sometimes we have to use common sense. So listen to Mr. Otis dismissing his wife to her parents.
Good morning, Mom. First of all, I pray to God that you are fine, together with Dad and the family. Well, I am sending this voice note to you, Mom, and to Dad as well, with a heavy heart, because what we thought would have brought joy to both families is here not necessarily going in the direction we wanted or we expected. I and Patricia, seems that this is now the end where we are. The main thing is that I am 100% sure that we are two different people. This has nothing to do with our nationalities. I know very well that we stood a possibility of growing old together, despite our background. But in the case of me and Patricia, it's more to do with personality. We are two different people. Our expressions, the manner in which we express ourselves in the world, seems that it's completely different, and it's bringing a lot of problems in the manner in which we have been staying together. So because of that, I have decided that we should part ways. We should part ways. We should divorce. And one of the reasons is that this thing is continually bringing sorrow to not only me and Patricia, but to you as the parents of Patricia, and to my family as well, because I know very well, you might not have said it, but I know that you have been heavily concerned with the direction our marriage has been taking. And I know you cannot sleep there knowing that the marriage of your daughter is in the position it has always been. So even you as well, it's bringing a strain to you. It's stretching you. It's disturbing you, because I know you'd be very happy to know that wherever your daughter is, she's happy. So we have been going through a lot of very difficult situations, and these things have a direct impact on your psychological well-being, as well as spiritual well-being, and the well-being of the family at large in general. On my side as well, the similar thing. So I don't want to be in a situation where I'm the cause of sorrow to so many people involved. So I have decided that we divorce, and it's not really something right now as I'm speaking to you, mom. It's not something that I'm proud of, because there's a lot involved. There's so much involved. There's an issue of children involved. There's an issue of reputation involved. There's issue of inconvenience as well, because right now I don't know where to go from here. So it's not something that we just transition into another life. It is something that is completely putting me in a position where I'm very unsure of where I go from here. So it's not something that I'm doing it proudly or I'm taking lightly. This is something that is a life-altering decision that will affect so many things. But I know deep down of my heart, I never meant to play games. I treasure life so much. I wouldn't actually, play around with such a thing as marriage that involves so many things. I came home with my family there in Kenya. I involved the family. I would not have involved my family if it was something that I did lightly or half-heartedly. That meant it came from my heart, deep down of my heart. But sometimes we do make such mistakes. And I'll ask you not to have a bitter attitude towards Patricia for the decision that she made, because she was just a young lady who was hoping for the best in her life. I'm sure that she also believed that she was doing herself a favor, and she was also doing her family a favor. She believed it was the right decision, the best decision. So I'll beg you, mom and dad, and the family, not to develop a bitter attitude towards Patricia, because I'm 100% sure that she meant good. And she wanted the best for herself and the family as well. So I think we were just young people who believed that we were on the path to our destiny. But there is so much I blame myself for. So much I blame myself for. I think I did not take really adequate time trying to understand, so that maybe we could understand each other and decide if we could go ahead. So I would say this word, mom, that and dad, that we have really gone through a patch of our life that will affect not only us, but even our families as well. So this is the most painful part of it. Yes.